You said women are the prize. How so and why?
We are the prize. We're just genuine, you know. We're there to like listen to them. Genuine.
Why do women wear makeup?
Makeup is like art.
Makeup is art?
Yeah.
But like it's changing your physical appearance.
It's enhancing your appearances.
So it's enhancing, so you're not being genuine. Like that's not how you actually look.
How does that make sense?
That's not how you genuinely look. You look different.
Yeah, that's not how you genuinely look. Like we don't have black wing eyeliner without makeup, obviously, but it's art. So you know what? We do like that wing eyeliner.
Yeah, but you do it to look better.
It's like getting a new haircut.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like a guy getting a new haircut.
No, trust me, it definitely isn't.
Trust me, it is.
Trust me, it definitely isn't.
Trust me, a guy's haircut literally makes a difference.
I agree with you. Hold on. I agree with you that a man's haircut has an impact on his attractiveness.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it's the same order of magnitude that the difference makes when it comes to makeup.
1.4 million American women do OnlyFans. There is absolutely nothing empowering about modern day prostitution. When you choose to sell your body on the internet, what you're doing is you're magnetizing men who are using you on the same frequency because like attracts like. These are lustful men. These are men that are not looking to take you seriously. They're looking for something transactional, and that's because what you're putting out there energetically is you are looking for a transaction. In life, you can either choose to play the long game or you can choose to play the short game. The decision is yours.
As of late, they have compared me to Kevin Samuels, baby. And you know what? I'm cool with that. Now, I was not the biggest fan of Kevin Samuels. I'm not going to lie to you. I did agree with some of the stuff that he said, but I wasn't his fan because I did not like the way that he went about doing it. But at the end of the day, sometimes you have to hear it straight and plain. Do y'all really think I don't like black women? I love black women. I adore black people. The people who I want to work for the most is my people, especially the woman, because I'm a woman. Like, let's call it what it is. Being nice and coddling y'all does not work. Holding your hand when I say this does not work because y'all do not listen to that. But you know what you do respond to? When someone is matter of fact. When someone is not nice about what they say. I have been a life coach for close to a decade. I've been telling y'all this. Any woman I have ever worked with that has been the most successful have been the women who are self-aware and accountable because they don't wallow. They know when they've made a mistake, they learned a lesson, and it never happens again. And on the flip end, the women who have the hardest time are the girls. The people who have no accountability within themselves or within the circle around them. The people who can do no wrong. The people who don't understand their flaws. Baby, when you can look your flaw in the face and say, you know what, I need to fix this. Or say, you know what, because I understand I'm this way and maybe I don't want to change it. What can I do to make them more adaptable to be who I want to be? Black women understand something. Everything I'm saying to y'all is coming out of love. It's coming from a place of wanting to see us be better and do better and grow better. It's coming from a place of where I don't want to see y'all with subpar men anymore. Because the fact of the matter is, the reason why y'all hate men so much is because you keep choosing the bad ones. When your accountability goes up, when you start recognizing where you can be better, that's when you're going to get the man that you actually want. More importantly, that's when you're going to be the woman you actually want to be. Stay safe.
The reason why women and men aren't connecting is because the women of today are very smart, educated, funny.
Okay, so you can imagine where she was going to go with that. She was basically saying women are so amazing and men are incels. They're horrible, yada, yada, yada. The most dangerous kind of person, especially on the internet, is not someone who's unintelligent and unreasonable. It's someone who thinks they're extremely intelligent and extremely reasonable, and in reality, they have slightly below or above average level of intelligence and reason. Because the thing is, those people who are mediocre with their intelligence and their sense of reasoning are convincing the other people who are mediocre in those areas, and also the people who are completely lacking in those areas, that they're exemplary. Basically trying to convince you that they're smart and they know what they're talking about. But you'll see with most of the videos I stitch, it's someone with average intelligence, which by the way, average intelligence is actually much lower than you think it would be. But these people are saying things and simply dressing up their words and arranging them in a way where people think it's insightful.
Men, women don't want to chase you. I don't know where you guys are getting this stuff lately. I hear it everywhere. We don't want to, and in most cases, we don't. So do your role, be a pursuer.
The reason why men hate this new generation of women so much.
I heard what you said and that ain't got shit to do with it. First off, don't no man hate no powerful woman. Contrary to your belief, that is something we like. But if you want to know why we dislike this new generation of women, let me tell you why. For one, some of y'all are rude and disrespectful as fuck. And for no fucking reason. You rather judge a man by his wallet instead of his heart. You do fucked up shit all the time, but instead of you holding yourself accountable, you rather blame a man. You want men to meet your ridiculous requirements and standards, while at the same time your requirements don't even line up with your livelihood. You want a man to treat you like a wife, without a ring on your finger. You want a man to give you the world while you bring nothing to the table and just sit there and reap the benefits. Y'all put yourself out there like y'all strippers and then get mad when a man treats you as such. On another note, you saying women are finally being powerful shows me how little you know. Because women have always been powerful since day one. Only difference between them and you is that they don't have the modern woman characteristics. Look up what it really means to be a powerful woman and then get back with us. Have a good day.
This dude got me so messed up. I sent him pictures of me after I did my makeup. Girl, I said, make this your lock screen. He talking about something, no. I don't gotta deal with this shit. The fuck? But that old hoe was your lock screen though. Snake skin, acne bumps was your lock screen, but I don't gotta deal with this shit. And I'm not going to deal with this shit. And I don't care how petty it is, because don't play with me. You see this face? I'm not even trying to be like that, but I'm saying, like, I don't know who motherfuckers be thinking they is, but you not about to play with me. Simple as that.
What do we as women need to do to start peer pressuring straight men into having the same beauty standards as gay men do? The beauty standard in the gay community is high, okay? Like it's the equivalent of the beauty standard of women in every community. And yet the beauty routine for straight men remains a 3-in-1 soap. If they have 2 products in their skincare routine, it's impressive. Can you imagine how beautiful the world would be if straight men were as gorgeous as gay men? If they're gonna be the people that they are, they might as well be gorgeous like that. So what do we need to do to start peer pressuring straight men into being as into their appearance as women are and gay men are?
Well, unfortunately for you, this type of gaslighting doesn't work on straight men, because they just say, well, you know what? I'm just gonna walk away. And wouldn't you know, the numbers state exactly that.
I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm so tired of using my toy. It don't smack your ass. It don't pull your hair. It don't talk back to you. It don't do nothing. And I'm just sick of it. Say something. Smack my ass. Damn.
Let's talk about guys opening the door for a woman on a date. I was working with a client this week. She told me that she has no problem with guys opening the door for her. However, if it comes off condescending, controlling, or demeaning, it was a huge turnoff. For example, one time a guy told her, do not touch the door until I come over and open it for you. That gave her a major ick. However, if it works with timing and he's being polite and is like, oh, let me get that for you, then she appreciated it. All about how you deliver.
Man, be quiet. Be quiet.
Hi, I'm in a shitty mood because I'm a 30-year-old trying to date and it's just painful. Did you eat something? I'm feeling rather annoyed right now. Whenever I feel annoyed, I feel like I need to pop off on something, and that something is usually TikTok. So I feel like when it comes to dating, I've been very chill and calm when it comes to my old set of standards that I held for myself. I'm like, okay, I need what the fuck? I need really high standards. I have high standards, and I do. But I feel like with dating, I've kind of realized to calm down a little bit in certain areas where I've been so high and mighty and tight with certain things that you need to have. And I've been relaxed on that, and I'm still just not seeing or feeling how I feel like I'm supposed to be feeling. And it's just kind of upsetting, because I'm okay, not that I'm lowering my standards. I just feel like I'm opening up a little bit more and growing up, realizing that maybe certain things that I used to think were negatives are actually positives, and I don't know how to navigate it. I'm in this weird limbo of trying to grow, trying to learn, and you know when you make excuses for someone in your head and then you kind of calm yourself down, and then you're like, do I need to be making those excuses? I'm just feeling defeated, because it's really hard to start over time and time again. And again, and open yourself emotionally up to dating. I don't know.
I feel like some of these female dating coaches are the most diabolical, because they know how women work, and they know a lot of stuff that they say is pretty stupid. And when women say, no, that doesn't make any sense, then they go explain over and over again and appeal emotionally to these women. These women are like, yeah, I guess that does make sense. And they go down the same silly path as these female dating coaches have.
Y'all, my flabber is gasted right now. So I go on solo dates once a week, as a lot of you may know. And last week I go on a solo date. Okay, I go to Maple and Ash, right? It's in Arizona. It's in Scottsdale. I go to Maple and Ash. I'm like, perfect. It's a rainy day. Nobody's really going to be here for real because it's raining. And I was right. It was empty as hell in there. The bar was basically open. So I sit down And next to me, I see like a wine glass and 2 different bottles that are open, but nobody's sitting there. So I asked the bartender, I'm like, hey, can I sit in this seat next to this seat? And he was like, oh, that's just our regular. And I'm like, all right, cool. Perfect. So I sit down. I have intentions of getting an appetizer, dinner, and dessert. Like, that is my plan. I'm like, I'm going to have a couple glasses of wine. So as I'm sitting there, the regular comes back, right? And he sits down. He was like, don't worry, like, about me. I'm about to leave in a minute. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm just sitting there and he starts to have a conversation with me. So we start communicating. We start having a whole conversation that lasts for like 2 hours, right? And then he was like, by the way, let me just also say that this was a very friendly conversation. Like, there was a lot of dudes, bros, like, this man knew he was a lot older than me and also like made it clear, like, I'm not trying to hit on you. Like, I think we could just be friends. Like, you know, I am a lot older than you. I think that would be weird, blah, 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 blah. Like, that was the conversation, right? So I didn't feel uncomfortable. It definitely felt very friendly. So he was like, why don't we have dinner here next week? And mind you, this man bought my dinner, which was very nice. I didn't know he was doing it. He just secretly bought my whole dinner. So I'm like, thank you so much. Like, I was super grateful. He was like, how about you meet me here next week at 7:30? And I was like, all right, cool. So he tells the bartender reserves the 2 seats that we were sitting in for next week at 7:30. So today is Friday. I did not feel like going. I did not feel like doing my makeup. I didn't feel like doing shit, right? I go do my makeup. I get my hair blown out. Like, because I don't feel like doing my own hair. And I go, I'm like, okay, I'm going to show up early. So I show up at 7:15, right? I walk into Maple and Ash. This regular, that's his name in the story. I walk in, I see him immediately. And I walk around the bar and I see him and I was like, oh. I walked to the left side of him. I'm like, oh, regular, I thought we were having dinner tonight. And he was like, oh, hi, how are you? And I was like, good. Mind you, there's a whole different woman. I don't care if it was a woman or a man. Like, I don't really care because it was not that type of situation. But he's having dinner with a whole different woman. He's halfway through dinner. And I sit down at the seat next to the woman because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, at this point, I just felt so awkward and so embarrassed that I was like, I'm just going to sit down and have a glass of wine. So I sit down, have a glass of wine. And he was like, oh, so-and-so, have you met Mackenzie? Like, this is Mackenzie. This is my friend. He was like, when did we meet Mackenzie? Like, a couple weeks ago. I was like, no, last week, actually, when you told me we were going to have dinner. And he was like, yeah, like, this is my friend, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool, nice to meet you. So I have my wine, I get my check, and he was like, oh, like, it was good to see you, bye. I'm like, did I just get played by a 50 or 6-year-old man? Like, I felt so disrespected because I'm like, you and I deadass sat at this spot last week and made these fucking reservations for 7:30 p.m. at Maple and Ash. And I show up and you're halfway through dinner with a different person. Like, I've dated some scum of the earth men before, and I've not even been done like that by the scum of the earth men. I'm like so confused. Mind you, it was a friendly situation. So it's like, like I said, I don't care if it was a man or a woman. Why the fuck would you tell me that we have dinner plans at 7:30? I show up and you're halfway through dinner with somebody else. Like, that is so weird. I've never felt so uncomfortable like that. Like, I was so shocked, and that I was like, fuck, I'm not even having dinner. I'm just gonna go home. Cause, like, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping.
The reason why more men stereotypically have a version of the one that got away compared to women is because more often than not, to women, the one that got away is herself. And they'll do this funny thing where they will fall in love, not with a man, but with a man's potential, without even realizing that it's not even the man's potential they're falling in love with. It's their potential that they would embody if they were their partner. And it's like they're falling in love with someone that never even really existed to begin with. And it's funny because men do the same thing too, right? They'll glorify and galvanize this kind of idyllic version of some manic pixie dream girl that they dated in their early 20s when life was simple. And they'll associate that with like the purity of their love. But the difference is that quite often men will lose the one that got away by letting go, and women will lose the one that got away by hanging on.
Modern women are so incredibly conceited. It's not even funny at this point.
Ladies, listen up. This video's for y'all, but fellas, listen to this too. Women create players. Women are the reason why players exist. No man is just born a player. At the age of 10, they're not thinking, I'm gonna turn into the biggest player I can when I hit 21. No, they're thinking about Legos. They're thinking about NASCAR. They're not thinking about that. Reason why players exist or fuck boys exist is because women create players. In simpler terms, these women be breaking these heart. They be breaking heart. Blatantly said they breaking heart. Usually these playboys were lover boys, certified lover boys. Back in their day, they used to have show love and affection. Used to be probably a one woman type of man. But then they stumble upon a girl that makes them have to show out, makes them have to step out. And then they're like, all right, fuck women from now on. I'm finna go on my revenge tour and have multiple women. Fuck just dating one. I'm gonna have multiple. And that's how it all starts. It's a cycle. And women, y'all need to stop breaking these men hearts. We don't need any more fuck boys on the street. We really don't. It sucks in the dating world, so we don't need no more fuckboys on the street. We need marriage material men out here on the street. Because if we keep putting more fuckboys out in the street, a lot of y'all women gonna end up single. And a lot of y'all gonna end up dying alone. That's the stone cold truth. Y'all keep turning these good men into fuckboys, y'all women are gonna end up dying alone because these men are just gonna pump and dump you and go from one woman to the next, to the next, to the next, and not actually have to cuff you.
Why do you have such an attitude today?
I don't have an attitude.
I got some for that. Watch this.
Balance. Oh, mira, de 331.
What's that, Mama?
¿Qué estás haciendo?
I'm going to help out, do the dishes.
Ay, tú no, Joshua. Le los haga él, mamá. Él tiene sus manos. Está en el teléfono.
¿Ah?
Pero mira, mamá, lo que te estoy enseñando. Tú ayuda a Joshua.
I could do them.
Puede hacer, mamá.
I could do them, Mamá.
Ay, híjole. Por eso la tiene chiqueada, porque le hace lo que ella quiere. She said that I'm spoiled because you do whatever I want you to do. The heck, no es cierto, no me tiene chiqueada. Sí, babe, no nos laves, yo los lavo. Babe, yo los lavo. No es cierto, mami. Joshua, por eso, ¿ves? Déjala que los lave ella.
Okay, alright, Ma. Alright, I'll stop.
¿Qué?
About a year ago, I started dating men who are like 15 to 20 years older than me. This would mean men in their late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s. And I just want to point out, men are all the same. I quickly learned that age does not equate to maturity. Even better, age does not equate to enlightenment. And men that are around like their 20s to early 30s, mid 30s, I personally feel like they still have a glimmer of hope and light and just optimism about them. And they are 100% my preference to date, just based on being spontaneous, enjoying life in the moment, etc. But the men in their 40s who primarily date women in their 20s. Something I've learned as to be consistent with these types of men, especially if they've never been married, because they will wear that with a badge of honor. They'll say, I've never been married, I've never been divorced. Those men, the reason why they're single is because they have yet to bring peace into a woman's life. I think they will never change. And if they do end up married, it's going to be very late in life where they'll have no choice but to settle because nobody's going to fall for their games and the money simply just won't hit the same. But yeah, those types of men are usually scorned and have been left by women on a consistent basis. And then like an added part to that is if you aren't a peaceful person in general, people are going to be inauthentic towards you. So these types of men have this ideology that all women lie. But the reality is the women that they've had have had to lie to themselves in order to be comfortable with whatever the man had to offer her in the time being. But she never really wanted to be with him because they are unpeaceful. Like they have no peace.
And this is how you know that modern women aren't as mature as they say they are. Have you ever considered maybe dating on character or behavior patterns? And not just, oh, well, if he's older, he might just, y'all be picking the same terrible men and wondering why you get the same terrible outcome.
This is for the girlies that always have another guy. Like, not always have another guy. Maybe I should reword that, but like, have someone attractive that they're hooking up with, and then they stop that, and then they have someone else, and like, where are you finding these fucking men? Because on the dating apps, everyone's fucking ugly. I'm sorry. Everybody is fucking ugly. Not going out to bars, so I'm not meeting people there, and even if I was going out to bars, those are not the men I want to meet. The gym, no one fucking talks to you. I have resting bitch face, so nobody's coming my way. No one's talking to me. So where are we meeting these men that are actually attractive? Because everywhere I look, it's ugly, ugly, ugly. There are so many attractive women, and there's so many unattractive men. I'm sorry.
Okay, so last night I'm out with my friends, and this guy approached my friend and did everything wrong, okay? He didn't do anything bad, mean, or creepy, but he did everything wrong. Let me tell you what he did wrong so you don't repeat his mistakes. Okay, first things first, we are 4 women sitting at a bar. That is one of the easiest of targets. The reason being that you've got the perfect excuse to enter our space by going to the bar and ordering a drink. You can kind of go right next to us and lean over the bar and wait for your drink, and while you're doing that, you can make conversation. Creepiness factor and the alarm bells aren't going to get triggered because there's sort of a reason you're there. It's not so threatening and like direct. Kind of like when there's a random person at your door, you feel kind of creepy because you don't really know like what their story is or like why they're here yet. You don't have enough information to make you feel at ease and like you understand what's going on. When people feel confused or unsure, they feel uncomfortable. And remember, creeped out, the opposite of creeped out is comfortable. You are trying to make them feel comfortable. If a guy is suddenly like in my space and really, really close to me and I don't know why he's there yet, like I feel uncomfortable. But if a guy is really, really close to me and I see, oh, he's ordering a drink, I've got more information, I feel more comfortable. And it's also really normal and comfortable for 2 strangers to kind of chat for a bit while they're waiting for their drinks. Damn, they're gonna lose this game. You see what's on that Great Lakes tap? Bartenders are so slow. This band's pretty good. Do a little bit of casual chatting and see if you click. And if the vibes are good and you want to buy her a drink, you can without having to stop talking to her to get the drink. So easy too. Like, what are you guys drinking? I'll buy you another round. Pro tip, look for girls who are already drinking cheap beer. There are 4 bubbly chicks at the bar drinking Miller Lite. That's easy mode. You can't mess that up. If a guy does not do it in a smooth, natural way, he comes right in and separates our group. Never separate the group. When first approaching at least. Like obviously if you and your group are kind of chatting with another group, you might kind of pair off into smaller conversations. But when you're approaching a group of women, you never approach one girl. You approach the group. This guy kind of infiltrated our space without any acknowledgement to the rest of us, had his back to us and sort of sequestered one girl. Everyone is going to feel uncomfortable and we can't hear you. We can't hear what's going on. So even if you guys are clicking and having an amazing time, we don't know that and we're worried about our friend and we are kind of on edge. Everybody's on edge. Remember, on edge, creeped out. Those are really related. So this guy doesn't know it, but he approached the most shy girl in the group. She's not going to jump into conversation with the stranger. You approach the group, the most outgoing girl will help set the tone. I love talking to strangers. I give nearly everybody a chance to talk to me. After the ice has been broken, you can kind of talk to the girls that you think are cutest. The first thing you're trying to do is just kind of get started and make everyone feel comfortable. Another thing this guy did is he had his phone out and he went right up to her and without saying anything else was just like, I think you're pretty, can I have your number? What happened to hello? Fake conversation. Also think about how that reads. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Want something from you, I want something from you, give me your number. Versus making conversation and connecting first and then potentially asking for something later. Like how uncomfortable, he's shoving his phone right in her face. Dude, maybe start with getting her name and you can get her digits later. If you're like, Brenna, I'm scared, I want to be efficient, I want to talk to no one, I just want to go straight to numbers because I don't want to waste my time, then listen, there are ways you can do that are still better. I mean, I do think you should work on that and like work on just talking to women a little bit more casually. But if you really want to be efficient, you can write your phone number down and just go and offer and give it to her. You can be like, hey, I think you're really beautiful. If you're interested, can I give you my number? That is way less confrontational and intense and rude than just shoving your phone in somebody's face and being like, give me your number, give me your number. Don't make the same mistakes that guy did.
I get where you're coming from, but I think for number one, when the man was just talking him and the woman, maybe he should have said hello to everybody else, but you thinking that he should talk to everybody else and then get to her might have given you guys a false impression that he was interested in somebody else and not the girl, right? So I do agree with him going straight to the person that he was interested in. I just think that maybe he should have acknowledged everybody else, right? Number two, him giving his phone number to her would have been a major ick, I think, to a lot of y'all, and y'all are just not admitting it. There's been times that men say, hey, here's my number, take it down. I think you're beautiful, call me later. And women have a problem with that. So the advice that you guys be giving is not consistent and it gets a lot of men in trouble.
Gelato, it's pretty much like gelato. It's just like fruit and like lemonade or water. It's healthier and tastes better.
Oh.
Okay, so both together, pretty good.
Why aren't men anymore? Why don't they date anymore? I have to carry the conversation. Men never ask me any questions. Men need to learn how to be mature and ask questions and lead the conversation. I can't find a man like that.
I'm not
I don't want to give my Hello Kitty to everybody. I want one man to beat it up.
So public service announcement, I am single. I just have to put that out there. So we were staying at my grandparents' house and I was supposed to be going to a concert the next day. And that night he was playing Xbox and I was sitting on the bed and he had his headset in, he was talking to his friends, whatever. And so I decided I was going to try on the outfit that I was going to wear for the concert. And mind you, this was a concert where the audience was going to be 99% women and the 1% was going to be gay men. So there was nothing to worry about on his end. But I tried on my outfit and I was wearing a skirt. It's cold outside. So I was wearing a skirt with tights underneath and the skirt went just above my knees. And I was wearing combat boots like Doc Martens and like a white long sleeve shirt. Also this night, he had been drinking because he was socializing like with my grandparents and so they were like offering him wine and he was drinking and like he was drinking whiskey too. And he was on Xbox and I walk into the room with my outfit that I was gonna wear to the concert. Looked at me and he was like, "You're not wearing that to the concert." We had already been arguing back and forth before that, but I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "First of all, it's winter, why are you wearing a skirt?" I was wearing tights underneath. And he was complaining about the length of my skirt, which it was a cargo skirt and it was almost to my knees. So it wasn't short, literally by any means. And I do this thing when I am like in confrontation or when I feel like I'm being scolded or I'm in trouble or like someone's like yelling at me or whatnot, I tend to like shut down completely. So I just like go silent because I'm like, I don't know how to even react or respond to this. Like it was a cute outfit too, like isn't revealing in any way. So I'm just kind of like, okay, I don't know really how to respond to this. So I kind of just ignore him and I change and I lay in bed. And as the night goes on, he's getting more and more drunk and he's again on Xbox with his friends and he just starts talking, he's like talking shit about me to his friends. He's calling me stuff like that. And I'm just laying there, I'm like, I don't even know what's going on at this point. And I'm so fed up also because I'm just like, this motherfucker. Sorry, I had to turn on my ring light. But yeah, the more he's getting drunk, just the more irate he's getting and the worse things he's saying about me to his friends. And so I like speak up and say something. And he just starts going off on me. He's telling me that I think I'm hot shit, and the more drunk he's getting, the less he says, "Whoa, look at the sparkles." He like made comments about my mom, saying that if I'm gonna dress like that, then I don't deserve to be his girl. He's getting louder and louder, like he's raising his voice at me, and this is at like 1 a.m. My grandparents had already gone to bed, and I was like not having it because I'm not about to wake them up because I would genuinely be so embarrassed if they woke up to him screaming at me. So I get up to walk out of the bedroom, and he grabs a pillow because I'm trying to get up. He grabs a pillow and slams it as hard as he could into my face. He whacked me so hard with the pillow that I fall backwards, bro. Oh yeah, it's just a pillow, but no, he slammed it in my face as hard as he could. So I obviously get up and I quietly scurry out of the room because my objective is to get away from him. And he follows me out into the hallway. My grandparents' bedroom was across the hall of the bedroom that we were staying in. And so I was just trying to get away from there because I didn't want to wake them up. So I was able to slip past him and go in it for the bathroom. And I go in there and I obviously lock myself in the bathroom. And luckily I had my phone. So I called my sister and my mom. Finally, they showed up and it was so scary getting out of that bathroom. Luckily, my sister came to the front door and got me. And so we walk out and he's following up both of us. And we walk outside and like my sister, dude, thank God for my sister, follows us outside and he's still yelling. And my sister turns around, she's like, "Stop." She like got so strict with him. And he was just like, I think that kind of snapped him out of it because it was someone else telling him to like chill. And so my mom's sitting in the car waiting. And so I like run and get in the car, but we have the windows rolled down. So we're listening to everything that my sister is telling him. And my mom's like, again, this is in the middle of the night. My mom rolls down the window. She starts yelling at him, calling him all these names. And I'm like, "Mom, please." I'm begging at this point. I'm like, "Guys, everyone, please just be quiet." Also, I know they would have called the cops if they had woken up. She tried to go inside and pack me a little bag. And while she's doing that, he's standing outside talking to himself. At like 6 in the morning, my mom ends up driving me back to my grandparents' house. And when I went back inside, my grandpa was kicking him out. Don't ignore red flags.
Well, first of all, let's deal with him putting his hands on you. Well, it was a pillow. No, you don't do that. Period. Men don't need to be doing that. Period, right? But then also, let's deal with the next part of it. Because a lot of times modern women get on here and they say, "Well, I didn't do anything, and this and that." And men, when women start doing like this, don't put your hands on them. Just get up and walk out. State your boundary, get up and walk out. I'm going to show you a couple of videos that makes it, because modern women will say a lot of stuff, right? And even the thing that she's wearing to me is pushing it. And that's how I know she's got some issues, right? So let me show you. Oh, he ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm wearing, nice modest stuff to the concert. He ain't got nothing to worry about. It was just above my knees. He ain't got nothing to worry about. He said, "I think I'm hot S." Well, it looks like you do. Looks like he has a point here. Once again, he shouldn't have put his hands on you, but is it valid? And this is most likely what she was talking about when she said, "Oh, they were just above my knees." And he said, "Wait a minute, you're not wearing that to the concert. You going out looking like whatever." And once again, I want to say he shouldn't have put his hands on her. But I'm just showing you guys how modern women like to say, oh, well, he did this and he did that. Once again, he shouldn't have put his hands on you, shouldn't have put a pillow on your face. But look what you're wearing. Y'all disrespect men and act like out of nowhere they just snap. And I continue to show you multiple things to say it's not just a one-off thing or I wear this occasionally. This is a pattern of behavior with this type of woman. I could keep going. Modern women continue to be on their worst behavior and then wonder why, when men call them out, they get called out the way they do. They get called the names they do. Come on, man. This woman said, she really said, well, it was going to be like 95, whatever it was, majority women, and then the rest were going to be gay men. As if it gives you a license to wear stuff that you're not supposed to be wearing in the first place, that you shouldn't be wearing. Because you can wear anything that you want. But if I'm in a relationship, should I be wearing this? Should I be doing this? No accountability.
You know what I don't understand? I just downloaded Tinder and everybody's like, you got Snapchat? What's your Snapchat? I'm 32. I'm not on Snapchat anymore. I'm a grown woman. Who still uses Snapchat? That's crazy to me. I was using Snapchat when I was in college. Like 10 years ago. Am I supposed to be on Snapchat?
So first of all, you're on Tinder. Second of all, I'm glad there's a woman in the comments setting this woman straight on why they might use Snapchat. Apparently, it's a way that you can figure out if a woman is catfishing because they have to send the photos in real time. And if they send a photo from their photo album, then you can see, oh, this was a saved photo. This woman said, hey, man, if people continue to send me saved photos, I block and unmatch because I don't want to find no catfish. But all of a sudden, men get shamed for using the same tactic? Come on, man. And you're on Tinder, by the way.
Just saw a video of a guy saying 3 signs that you have pretty privilege, and I have never related to something so hard. So this has happened multiple times where we'd have talked to people and they've said, oh, these people are really rude. They weren't helpful. They didn't help me at all. And then my husband will have gone to the same person and say, I don't know what you're talking about. They were so nice to me. They weren't rude at all. Like they were really helpful and really sweet and kind. And I'm just sitting there and I'm rolling my eyes. I'm like, yeah, who are you talking to? Was it a girl? Was it a guy? Didn't matter who it was. They're going to treat you differently. My husband's the kind of person who, when we walk into a bar or a room, they're not looking at me. They're all looking at him. You see what I'm saying? So like the video of that guy said, you can do no wrong because you might just be too hot. And I feel that because I'm with my husband.
You will never catch me posting a man that I be talking to. If I love my little shit, he is not going on my page. You gotta protect them at all costs. It's girls out here that will backdoor you and go try to fuck with him just because that's your man. What? There was one time in high school, this girl sent me a picture of my boyfriend like, this yours? Hell yeah, that's mine. What the fuck am I supposed to do about that? Like, oh my God, and he was going too. Like, bitch, I don't play no more.
This is probably going to sound so madly inappropriate, but I just stop caring what I say. But if I ever in my life, which I probably won't, decide to have children, I physically can't know that I got knocked up in any other position other than just like laying missionary on my back to true lovemaking. I mean that with my heart and my soul. The way that when I freak, it needs to be looked at by a doctor. Like, it's insanity. And if I knew that I had a sweet, sweet, innocent child by the way that I was getting it on, like, do you know what I'm saying? I need to make sure that I plan it out and that I'm just on my back, legs up in the air, just raw love making. Sweet, sweet love. I knew that I got pregnant in upside down or in the air, but I'd be so disappointed. What the fuck you think that kid's gonna come out like? Just like how I came out, probably. And my mom tells me way too much, and she told me what they were doing. Ugh! I'm sick.
This is low-key kind of a valid concern.
I just came back from the worst date ever. I went on a date with a very rich man. He owned a lot of property, a lot of buildings, a lot of everything. So I went on a date with him. He was horrible. He basically told me how would I feel about getting my body done. He would pay for it. And if we didn't work out, I would have to pay him back. So I was already self-conscious to eat after that. Then he told me that men age better than women, so I'm pretty now, but I won't be forever. He told me that I was damaged because I have 2 kids, and even though he has 2 kids, it's okay because he's a man. I have 2 kids and I should just be grateful because my pickings are slim. And even if that was factual, I just don't think it was tasteful. Then he told me that he can look at me and tell that I have over 20 bodies, so he's not gonna even ask me about my body count. So he's not gonna ask me about my past or anything because he just knows. And he's okay with that. He's willing to lower his standard a little bit. The date from hell. And oh my God, were there any red flags when I was talking to him initially? No, he was really charismatic, very outgoing, very sure, which I think kind of snowballed into this forwardness, because what happens is when people are really charismatic and outgoing and they know what they want, they're very aggressive, and I guess they do the love bombing thing where you're so pretty, you're so smart, oh my God, I've been looking for a woman like you, I can't wait for us to get to know each other better, oh my God, and then they kind of do this little bait and switch where the niceness turns into rudeness, and I think that's what happened, and it was horrible.
I'm 35 years old. I have no husband, no children, no talking stage, and I'm not currently dating anyone, and I have never been happier than I am right now. Let's talk about it. I'm so at peace with myself. I've never had a completely dry phone in my life. That's actually super unhealthy. But I'm just a lover girl. I swear to God, the best way to decenter men is to just go on a bunch of dates. And they're gonna teach why you don't want a boyfriend. I used to be so excited to go on dates and be oh my God, what if this is the one? And now I'm just I remember one guy told me, I love how you just eat. The fuck am I supposed to do, pretend to eat? I've been having so much more fun going on dates with my girlfriends. We cackle, we kiki. We always get the photos, and there's none of this, what are you looking for in the next 5 years, horse shit. Why do people ask that question anyways? I don't fucking know what I'm doing this summer. I used to be so tied to my timeline because I was so afraid that I wasn't gonna be able to have kids before it's too late. And now I'm and so what? The last thing I need to do is rush into a relationship and get fucking pregnant. Are you high? Women have this internal clock that makes us do crazy, stupid shit. And that is one thing that I'm not going to allow to happen in my life. If I meet my person and everything aligns up the way that it's meant to happen, I'm going to be so fucking happy, and that's what's meant to happen. But if I don't, if I'm just meant to live this life that is full in so many other ways than being a mother, so be it. Everything that is meant to be mine will be mine.
It's funny because modern women will be intentional and accountable in every single part of their life, except this one, and then blame it on the man.
You guys be talking about go to the gym, find a man. I want to know what gyms are y'all going to? Well, I mean, I go to Planet Fitness, and I feel that's not there's no men there. What gyms do y'all be going to that it just be man central? Cause there ain't nothing hitting on anything at that Planet Fitness. I'd be so confused when I see girls on here be go to the gym, there's men at the gym. Even though I'm not going to the gym for a man, but it would be nice to be oh, he's to see an attractive man at the gym. The gym that I'm going to, it's nothing.
One thing I don't understand is in this dating world nowadays, if we're getting to know each other, why are you asking me about who I slept with? Why are you asking me about that? That's none of your business. It's none of your business what happened before you. I don't understand why people feel so entitled to that. And if you don't tell them, you're lying or you're hiding something. No, it's just none of your business. And I don't have to tell you that. That's between me and the person it happened with. You should be worried about what we got going on. You shouldn't be worried about what I had going on with somebody else. It's weird to me. I will never understand that.
No matter how it gets answered, it's going to get answered one way or another before we proceed with this relationship. Stop it.
So I'm 25 and I just got married to the most amazing man ever. 6'5", super successful, blessed, and handsome, and super traditional. So he takes care of bills and everything. And everybody keeps asking me, well, what's your secret? What did you do? I manipulated that man. The moment that he asked me to be his girlfriend, I started cooking. I started cleaning for him. Mind you, I'm not even that type of girl, but I was just all right, let me try and see. Because I always tell people, don't cook for men that's not your husband. But I tried it. I cooked, I cleaned, I was available whenever he needed me to be, and then I just stopped. Like 3 months in, I just stopped. Like nothing. He couldn't get me to cook for him. He would ask me to do very small things, and I'll be like, no, I'm not your wife. I don't think I should be doing that. And then here we are. And I'm not even telling people to do that. I'm just saying, give them a taste. Give them a taste of what it would be like if they were actually your husband, and then just stop. I'm not even joking. I mean, go all out for a minute and then just stop. And then let's see.
You know, what's funny is that this is the type of video that, for one, shows that men aren't lying out there. If you cook for me, you clean for me, you support me, I'm going to give you that ring. But it also shows that when you get into a relationship and you come back on here complaining about how you're a single married woman, you can look back on this video and be like, you know what? I should have shut my mouth. I shouldn't have said that.